behalf of Perfect Game and, of course, Panama City Beach and the host team, Gulf Coast Community College. My name is Darren Sutton. We welcome you on behalf of Perfect Game, along with Steve Phillips, to the Visit Panama City Beach College Baseball Classic. The opening game for both of these teams in this great event, playing to win a championship. It's McLennan out of Waco, Texas. It's State College of Florida out of Manatee, Sarasota. It's right here on Perfect Game TV. Hi there, folks. Steve Phillips, Darren Sutton, and we are certainly glad you're with all of us. A quick update, by the way, as we take a peek at Game 1. It was a 2-1 win for Gulf Coast State College over Pearl River Community College, and there were some fun moments as we got it going in the 2-1 final. We did get to know the talented bat on the other side and how fun it was to watch Bryce Fowler hit. On the other side, Jack Reynolds had a double. He came around to score back in the first inning. Gulf Coast got it going right away. Boy, the prospect, and he is a prospect, Connor Ware, an LSU commit. He was strong. 3 innings, 4 strikeouts on the outing. Back to work for Fowler, who had a 2-for-2 day. On the base pads, aggressive all around. A wild pitch scored a key run there, making it 2-1. And then a big swing, explosion. Brant Buckham with a home run against Caleb Dias. Again, final score 2-1. This is a look, and they play to win this thing, by the way. There are guaranteed games. Steve and I talked about that earlier, but Gulf Coast victorious. It's just a fun event, isn't it, Steve? When you think about these teams and you think about the junior college level, we're excited to kind of introduce this season through the JUCO eyes, aren't we?
Yeah, for sure. And I think coming out of the gate, having a tournament like this where you're playing for something, it's just not getting your feet underneath you, but it's a higher level of competition. You're playing against some of the best junior colleges east of the Mississippi. You're in a tournament factor. You're going to get your format. You're going to get 4 games in, but playing for that trophy at the end, you got to love it.
So McLennan in those good-looking orange uniforms, we get used to seeing them. The team that's nearest by is not orange, they're green. They're not too far from the Baylor campus. There certainly is a feeder concept there. Tyler Johnson, the head coach, for one of the best. This is one of the best. Doesn't matter what part of the country you're in, from border to border. One of the best programs historically in the land. They're almost always punching their ticket to Grand Junction to the JUCO World Series. Johnson, 40 wins last year. McAfee, Flores, Metza, LaChance, Dayton LaChance, Kelly Rose, Harden with Smith, Underhill. That's the starting lineup. And Brandon Clark is on the mound. He will go to work for State College of Florida. This is fun to see. Again, we saw really talented lefties in Game 1 as starting pitchers. This is another gifted lefty, Brandon Clark, number 26 on that jersey.
6'4", 220 pounds, free and easy delivery from Cary, North Carolina. Gotta love the frame of this young man. And scouts all over the ballpark going to be watching him. The free and easy delivery, and we'll check out the secondary stuff as well.
Yeah, he talks about his scouting report, Steve, and I'm excited to have you kind of break down what you see. But he says, and these are his words, I'm strong, athletic, I'm mobile, I have a fast arm, good velocity, good breaking pitch. If you're going to give it true assignments, he says, then it's just fastball, curveball, change. I'm doing my best to perfect those 3 pitches, and that's it.
Well, it's going to be interesting to watch. Actually, just watching him warm up a little bit here right now. When he throws his fastball, he's got his index finger out of his glove, and it moves away from his glove. And you wonder whether or not, okay, this is not a fastball right there. He may be tipping a pitch already. And a lot of times pitchers will have on the outside of the glove a little pocket where if they don't want it inside, they can at least insert it in a little bit of a pocket there. Here comes a fastball right now. And watching him tip his pitches as he's warming up, see something, again, it's all part of development and learning on the way, but you wonder if the other team can pick it up as well.
In that other dugout, we'll see if they notice that these are fun things, and that's why it's been great talking with Steve through his first game, and will be with us all weekend long. I asked him, hey, what has improved the most for you in the last 12 months? He said, my command, throwing strikes, being able to mix in the changeup. He said a ton of intentional focus and work was put into my game, and I'm excited where I'm at. Xander McAfee leads things off. The center fielder, as he wags that bat, slim right-handed hitter, gets ready to go, and we'll play Game 2 as that one is chopped foul. Xander in the hole 0-1. Wow, we're glad to have you back with us for this one.
What a frame for Brandon Clark. He's a good-looking kid on the mound there, and free and easy. A little Eduardo Rodriguez look to him on the mound.
Breaking ball misses low to Xander McAfee. His mates call him Boogie. He's out of Fort Worth, Texas. Went to Southwest Christian, was a 2022 grad. Rusty Beam was his high school coach. Center fielder in high school, center fielder now. Pulls the hands in quickly, rolls that one out to third. Hairston on across the diamond. That's Jalen Hairston, the third baseman, one away.
I think your friends call you Boogie as well, don't they, Darren?
It just
I'm pretty sure they do.
Depends the time of day or night, maybe.
I think I heard Jim
Or when the
Jakes call you
check
Boogie.
comes. Yeah, when the check comes, I boogie out of the way for sure. Dad jokes. That we won't be shying dad jokes.
Yeah,
I want to
no
make that
shyness
clear.
of that. We have white hair. That's what we do.
Here's Sam Flores. Fun left-on-left matchup as he gets a check swing. Pretty good pitch and a good take.
Good-looking breaking ball right there. Big break to it, big sweeping breaking ball, and again, throwing the first ones. And for McLennan, it's McLennan's first game of the season this year, at least of the winter-spring season as they get going.
That pitch is outside. State College of Florida Manatee is off to a 1-2 start to open the year. Lufkin, Texas is where Sam Flores hails from. Went to Lufkin High School, 2022 grad for Coach John Cobb in high school. Zips a fastball over the outside, 2-1.
Good location right there. You know, in the first game we watched earlier, two lefties starting the game. They kept going high fastball, high fastball. It does look like Clark has that ability to locate it in different parts of the strike zone.
And a quick velo update. We're getting fed those numbers via Diamond Cast. Steve, we're already seeing this left-hander touch 95 miles an hour.
Yeah. I mean, he's I don't know exactly how many teams are in on him, but he is, I mean, just watching his frame and his delivery, you got to love him.
Big exhales. He peers over that glove. 2-2, hit hard. Played off to the left. Kicks away back behind that second base bag. Too hot for Alan Gill to handle, and Sam Flores is on.
Yeah, tough hop right there. That ball was well struck and got kind of a short hop, a bit to the left of Gill at short, and not able to come up with it. Good piece of hitting, staying in on the left-hander, not trying to do too much, put it in play. Would have been a nice play if he had been able to pull it off, but it skips away a little bit.
Phoenix Mesa takes a fastball outside, lively fastball. Greg Klanjak is behind home plate as their umpire. Doug Lee is out in the field umpiring this game. Crew did a great job in game one. Mesa out of Arlington, Texas. Pops that one up and it will leave the yard.
So we see all the scouts there behind home plate watching Brandon Clark here. And I will tell you already, even if he gets lit up and he gives up 5-6 runs, right now this guy will be all over the radar for professional teams. The frame, the delivery, the mechanics, the velocity, and he looks like a future major league pitcher on the mound.
Well, it's a great visual, Steve, as you say that. You can see the guns go up, the gun comes down, notes are made right after. I mean, it's really evident with him on the mound back there. And we don't want you to look away from the game, certainly, but take a peek on that shot, that center field camera. And it's a tight space. There's a small little working press box behind home plate, but it's just crowded with scouts, especially off to the camera left there. That pitch is high, ball 4.
And you may say, well, what about the results? What if he doesn't perform well? When you're evaluating young talent like this, it's not the performance, it's the projectability, it's the body type, it's the frame, it's the stuff that you can then develop the mechanics to get him repeating his delivery to throw strikes, but there's a lot to work with there.
That pitch is up and away.
I didn't mean to jinx him by saying if he gives up 5 or 6 runs, but the notion of performance versus projectability is really the issue.
Independence High School is where he went to school. As that one is skied. Back behind home plate, and they run out of room there. Clark, a 2021 grad from Independence High School in Virginia. As he said, he was from Cary, North Carolina. BC, number 26 on that jersey. Spent a year at the University of Alabama. Breaking ball on it. Well struck, left field, toward the wall it goes. Gone! A 3-run home run. That one was crushed. LaChance leaves the yard.
Got himself a fastball down in the zone, right in his wheelhouse. Good low ball hitter, the way he went down on that. Let the celebration begin as he drove it out of the ballpark. And, you know, when you've got a couple men on, you got to throw it over the plate. He went down and got it. And, again, launch angle, driving that baseball. Good base running, leading it off second base. Then he understands, and obviously the decision with Mesa on first, he knew it was gone off the bat.
The Canadian Dayton LaChance crushed it. Played some of his travel ball in the past for Team Canada, 2023 grad. How fun for LaChance to get this opportunity and get his feet wet in this inning and then deliver as he did. Wow. That's a freshman. That's his first college at bat, Steve.
Wow, how about that? Let's go. Honestly, I might actually just walk off and retire after that. I mean, it can't go anywhere but down.
That is amazing. And by the way, appropriately so, he is called Boom Boom. That's the nickname. That pitch is low. The Canadian from Sherbrooke, Quebec in Canada.
You know, it's interesting. You get a freshman coming in, and you know, for these coaches, they've got to quickly develop team chemistry. You're talking about a lineup right now that has 6 freshmen in it, and you've got to try to build unity as a team rather quickly.
That one hits the outside corner. This is Lucas Kelly, the first baseman. Kelly, another young one, 6'4", just a freshman, stumbles out of the box. Easy chance either way. That was a Sunday hop, cap bill high, and the play is made by Alan Gill. Hernandez. How about McLennan? A 3-run home run.
Good way to start the season, right? 3 in the first.
Wow. Mac Rose, it's your turn. Mac, the designated hitter. Andrew Rose, his given name, out of Rockwall, Texas. Grounds it right back through the box. Base hit center field.
You know, it is so funny about this game because as this is going, and if it goes this way, you know, Clark's going to walk off feeling bad about himself, and everybody else going to feel good about themselves on the McLennan side, yet the scouts are going to go back and feel really excited about Brandon Clark. And he's going to be down about himself because of the performance and letting his team down in some way. But that's just the nature of evaluating and scouting talent.
Snap pickoff throw, back with a head first slide. And I love all the different lenses that you're letting us look through by saying that. You know, and that makes all the sense in the world when you have a game like this. There's probably even a different lens that the head coach will have. But it's a gift. I mean, there's no denying the athleticism and the skill set for this left-handed pitcher that I'm sure his coach is excited to develop as well. Left on left, Daniel Harden, the hitter. Takes that one out of the catcher's mitt, 1-2. Prairieville, Louisiana is just outside of Baton Rouge. She went to Catholic High School. 23 grad, they have a great program. We'll do it again.
Harden battling, short, quick stroke. Doesn't take that big swing, just looks to try to put it in play right here. 1-2 count. Force the defense to make a play.
Harden's team won a state championship in 22 at Catholic. Runner will look to advance and be able to do so. Read it very nicely. It slipped away from Ordonez a second time.
You know, base running is about preparation, anticipation, and instincts. You know, and so, you know, you've got to know and prepare and be coached well to understand. Look for a breaking ball in the dirt. 1-2 count, 0-2 count. They may throw a breaking ball. Look for that ball in the dirt and get a good jump and break.
Just off the plate.
Santiago Ordonez behind the plate probably could have framed that pitch a little bit better. Sort of let him, kind of took it out of the zone where maybe you stick it and hold it there to give the umpire a good look.
Outside, and then he lost him. It's been a labor. It has been a labor for sure with a high skill set for Brandon Clark. Marcus Smith, the right fielder now. Rolls his hands in. Marcus rolls that one foul. Another freshman from Harlem, New York. All Hallows High School. That one is up and away. Mom is Lourdes, his dad is Michael, and he's got 3 sisters as well. One of 4. Lively fastball, 1-2 the count.
Well, you might think at some point a visit to the mound, even if just from Santiago Ordonez, just to let Clark catch his breath a little bit here, right up on him a little, and it would have been good to have a little bit of a breather along the way.
Breaking ball froze him, and that's a good positive step to end things, but not before. It was a big inning. Dayton LaChance, a Canadian prep star, gets his opportunity to swing the bat for the very first time at McLennan. When he does so, he does that. Hits a homer. The school out of Waco, Texas, on top of State College of Florida, 3-0. They'll swing it in a moment.
Oh, yeah. Been waiting for this one.
Wright State College, it is your turn now to swing the bat. You can see the damage that was done by McLennan. That lineup for that squad jumped out strong. Now State College with a chance to push back. It was Garrido right at the very top with Jalen Harrison and Pip Smalley right behind. That State College team going toe-to-toe with that McLennan team, and there's some of the key men we talked about. Smalley, Boykin, Gustafson, Asmus, Gill, Ordonez, and Hartley. Tim Hill, their head coach of this program. School, it's off to a 1-2 start. And this is Gavin Jones getting the call. Jones, left-handed pitcher, was a first baseman and an outfielder in high school as well. He's a 2023 grad. As a matter of fact, he graduated high school in White Oak, Texas. White Oak High School as the 21st left-hander in the country is ranked by Perfect Game. And I'll take it a step further. The Mets picked him in the 18th round last July.
Yeah, he's a big, strong, thick young man and a bit of a short armor, right? Doesn't have the long arm swing that you might have, but he's, one of those stronger guys with the short arm, and that short arm swing is now somewhat in vogue in Major League Baseball.
He's got Luis Garrido to lead things off, the right-handed bat out of Palmetto, Florida. Went to Palmetto High School where he graduated in 2022. Nolan Lofgren, his high school coach. So what are the benefits, Steve Phillips, from the scout's eye of that shorter arm swing?
I think that repeating delivery, we saw like a Lucas Giolito who really changed his arm slot and went to that short arm slot. And it's been one that others have gone to too. In some ways, thinking that maybe it gives them a little bit more protection from some of the torque in the joints, but also the ability to repeat the delivery with less long swinging movement.
For our viewers, his first fastball was 93 miles an hour. So there is some velo on the mound for both these pitchers, for both these schools. Lewis's dad played for the San Francisco Giants, signing out of Venezuela, played his way up to Double-A, his dad, Tomas. It's a high fly ball to left, pulled his hands in, shading himself with his glove, doing a nice job out there, is Daniel Harden, one away.
Tough sky out there. Florida's always tough. Well, I remember going to spring training and the pop-up drills they would do. And like I'd circle it and circle it and circle it, think I'm right underneath it, and then it would fall about 10 feet away. And I would just shake my head because the sky is so tough sometimes in Florida to track fly balls and pop-ups.
1-0 the count to Jalen Hairston, Winter Haven, Florida native. Played for the Canes travel team, the Canes Florida travel team. Graduated high school in 22. A high strike, 1-1 the count. And hanging
Jones.
anywhere from 91 to 93. Sorry, Steve.
That's okay. He gets the ball back. He gets right back on the rubber to pitch.
You like that, don't you?
I think everybody likes that. You're an infielder playing behind somebody like that. Now, he's throwing a few balls here. You like him to throw strikes, but that quick worker keeps the infield in the game.
Missed up and out of the zone, 3-1 the count. Jalen feels like he's really grown offensively in the last 12 months. His approach as a hitter as he takes outside, 3-2 the count. He said, simply put, for me, it's just a lot more work. Put more hours in the weight room and then out on the field too. Got him with a fastball, blew it right by him.
Yeah, good high fastball right there. And obviously left-handed hitter, a little bit of a loop in the swing sometimes. So the high heater can certainly catch you. A little bit of cutting action, running it away from Hairston at the plate. Big swing, though, for a little guy. Big swing with 2 strikes on you with that pitch.
1-0 the count to Pip Smalley. Christopher, his given name, Pip, the name that everyone calls him. 1-1. Steve Phillips, you like that name, Pip Smalley, don't you?
That's a good one. No, I tell you what, it's a good one. Remember Bip Roberts back in the day. Now we got Pip Smalley.
Pip is from Sarasota. Played for 5-star when he played travel ball, and Pip has got himself an infield hit.
Nice effort from Landon Underhill going up the middle, keeping it in the infield, but no chance to be able to make a play right there. Takes a pitch, goes right back up the middle with it, and finds himself a base hit. Good effort, though, right there. Love that from Underhill.
1-0 the count to Luke Boykin. Boykin, the center fielder. Georgia man. Jessup, Georgia. Went to Wayne County High School. Inside corner. That arm goes up. The right arm of Greg Kleinjack, the umpire. big pack of scouts behind home plate looking on as it swung on and missed. Caught him in between that time.
You see Gavin Jones, he'll check the bracelet he has on his wrist, and that is how they signal pitches right now. As you see, Dayton LaChance behind the plate presses the button, and then he tells him what pitch to throw.
Fastball inside corner. That's strike three, 93 miles an hour. He was a Mets draft pick last year, trying to raise his stock, get inside that top 10, heck, even those top 5 rounds, and do so. It all starts at McLennan. The score is 3-0. He and his team on top. Flamethrower, the left-hander Brandon Clark. Of course, McLennan in those orange jerseys. State College of Florida, Manatee, Sarasota, and the blue jerseys. An Underhill, a Georgian. Lifts that one down the left field line, long run. Gustafson won't get there. Steve and I, glad to have you with us. We're here all day. We'll be here all day. We have another one after this, and we're excited to bring it to you. Miami-Dade against Chipola, 2 elite programs. That's next.
Now, this is great, right? You get so many of these great junior colleges together, battling each other early in the season. You know, teams can look at their own scouting and what they've done, seen some of the players maybe they lost out on, to be able to see how they can build their team heading for Grand Junction.
Well, that's a pretty breaking ball. He threw one of those to end last inning. If you're just hopping online or maybe hopping on the app, this is a high-level arm that got touched up back in the first inning. But as Steve made the point, he's already accomplished what he has wanted to in front of the eyes of the scouts with the gifts that he has. Correct, Steve?
Yeah, you're looking at a physical specimen on the mound that has a projectable body. He's going to fill out even more, Brandon Clark. But he's throwing 95 and he's left-handed, and he's smooth and easy on the mound and very athletic in his movements.
And a breaking ball like that, that's strike 3.
That is a feel for a breaking ball for sure. I mean, that is, some idea about what he's doing. And look, you know what? The opportunity that he has now, look at the breaking ball right there, big sweeping breaking ball, is, show how you deal with adversity. This is not, you have to remember, like we would always tell kids, everything you do is being evaluated, whether you're playing well or playing poorly, whether you're having success or not. And, you need to show your ability to make adjustments and to be able to keep your head up in battle and understand this is just a day in what's going to be a career. It's not the end day.
Two 2-0 the count as he deals with Xander McAfee, son of Leland and Sabrina, one of 5 McAfees at home. Boy, that had some giddy up on it, 2-1.
And I think there's even more room for growth. More room for growth in that velocity if he just finishes his pitch a little bit more. He sort of pulls off of it at the end. He kind of recoils.
You can see it in the follow-through exactly what you're talking about as he kick spins around there. And it's harder to be a recoil pitcher when you're anywhere below straight over the top. You're coming from that three-quarters angle. It's kind of tough to do that. That fastball is up and away. That's ball four, so he walks McAfee.
You hear it a lot, but this is a game of adjustments. And, if you're missing with a certain pitch, you've got to find a way to make an adjustment. And thought, and maybe it's about just not thinking aggressively enough, but oftentimes it's about mechanics and just locking in on that release point in your delivery.
Sam Flores singled and scored in the first inning. And there's that touch and feel for the breaking ball for strike one. If you watch the first game, Steve Phillips loves a first pitch breaking ball for a strike.
Yeah, just the get me over curveball that, typically hitters are going to say, if I don't get a fastball in the first pitch, I'm going to take it. So take the strike that they give you.
Fired that one to the backstop. Way up and in that last pitch. I'm not sure if that was a breaking ball that slipped through his fingers or literally I think it's a fastball
that
missed
Darren.
That badly. Yeah, it was. You're right, Steve.
Yeah, I think it's a fastball. He just lets it go and doesn't have a feel for it. He has more command with his breaking ball than his fastball right now because he's getting out in front and finishing that pitch.
Goes back out there 1-2.
That was better. The idea of a left-handed pitcher to go into the outside corner to the left-handed hitter. In order to do that, you've got to stay in your delivery, extend out in front, and reach for that outside corner. That could get him back in the strike zone.
Give him a breaking ball, hit hard to the right side. It's a base hit. We'll send that runner on around toward third. He'll stop there. Runners on first and third. Hung in there nicely on that pitch, was ready for the breaking ball.
He did. I've been so impressed by the approach of so many of the hitters in the first couple of games that we've watched. Hanging in on the left-hander right there. Does a good piece of hitting. He's got the hole between first and second. Pushes it through right there. And they hold up the runner at third base. Obviously a clean look for the right fielder, Garrido, coming in. So runners on first and third right now with one out.
Phoenix Mesa was on that one. It's fouled right back to the screen. Tyler Johnson is the head coach of this program with McLennan, P.J. Carmichael, Peter Stark, Tanner Rockwell, and Christian Reyes all on his staff. The leader there is Tyler Johnson. Took over the Highlanders in 2022 as that one swung on and missed. 1-1 the count.
Watch Mesa here with his big leg kick, but he leaves the leg hanging in the air, waiting for the delivery. I'd much rather see him get that front foot down and be ready to drive the baseball.
1-1, hard bouncer. That one slips on through the left field. It's a base hit. It's an RBI. McLennan adds on, and they lead it by a score of 4-0. That one slipped right on through Jalen Hairston.
One of those days right now for Brandon Clark as they are finding holes on him. There you go. There's the leg kick. Got the foot down there. Topped the ball and able to find a hole. That 5.5 hole over there, just getting it by Jalen Hairston into left field, picking up the RBI. Runners on first and second right now, and keep the line moving for McLennan.
Well, the second college at bat now for Dayton LaChance. The second. In his first, he had a 3-run home run. And he takes a fastball high. 4-0 the score. This is earlier, Steve.
He got a fastball down out over the plate a little bit, and he was sitting on it to drive it. 2 runners on right there. He's got a situation much like that here again right now. 2 runners on, 1-0 count.
Good giddy up as that one pops into the catcher's mitt. 1-1 the count. Alan is his dad, Annie is his mom, and his older sis, Maddie LaChance, is 21 years old. Made the junior national team in Canada. Talk talks about his greatest challenge as a French-speaking Canadian was learning a new language and playing baseball here in the United States. Sometimes we forget about that, Steve, when we think about a Canadian athlete that in certain parts of that beautiful country up there, he is speaking French day in and day out.
Well, Homer in French is Homer. He did that the first time up.
We'll do it again. 3-2 the count.
Big, strong kid, too, for a catcher, right? A power-hitting catcher. Boy, you got to love that when you're putting a team together. You get that kind of power production from behind the plate. It's an uncommon strength of a team.
Hangs around and fouls that one off. You know, the part about him being a catcher is one of the reasons that his position that he chose, McLennan. He said, my defense has grown a ton since I came to McLennan. He said, and these are his words, Tyler Johnson is the best catching coach in the country, and he has helped me grow my game a lot already.
Pretty good compliment right there.
The 3-2 to the right side goes down into right field. Easy chance. Play is made out there. Garrido, second out of the inning.
But what I do like is I'm sorry, Darren, but he hits a home run in his first at bat. But then with 2 strikes, he doesn't swing for the fences. He looked to try to put the ball in play, and I love the different approach. And that's coaching. That's about setting your players up, telling them, this is what I expect from your hitter. I know you hit a home run, but don't go up there swinging for the fence. Yeah, he flew out to right, but he didn't swing and miss and strike out, and I like that.
Yeah, you and I was going down the same path as well. Not only do I like it, but for a pitch that he clearly just was protecting and using the other side of the ballpark, he actually drove it a little further than I thought. He's strong.
Strong.
Lucas Kelly with that good-looking mustache is ahead in the count 1-0 as he takes out 2-0 the count. Rounded out to short, first time up. Three 3-0.
Tell you what, be careful right here. He might get the green light to swing. 3-0. You know you got to throw it in over the plate. You've got a 4-0 lead. First game of the season. 2 runners on. See if he gets the green light to swing.
Lucas, a San Francisco native. Takes low. That is ball 4. Went from San Francisco, California to Texas, finding his place to play. And he loads up the bases with that walk.
I do like that Alan Gill went in there to at least talk a little bit to Brandon Clark. And it may be the dugout, his signal there, and they're on their way out to visit with him too. It's just a lot of pitches in a short period of time. The game speeding up a little bit. A chance to regroup if he's able to survive and stay in to try to finish this inning.
This is Don Robinson coming out. It's the Don Robinson, if you're a big baseball fan, the one that pitched for a long time professionally. Second-round pick by the Pirates, 15 years in the big leagues. Remember him, folks. He could hit, pitched in the postseason. Had a career long enough to win 100-plus games.
And here's the thing. I love that, right? A baseball lifer giving back at the junior college level, being able to help young, talented kids grow and develop and sharing that experience. Somebody going from professional baseball to go down and do that, I just love that they're giving back right now.
And you think about the things he has learned. And plus, he's in his 8th year doing this, so he has grown his game enough to touch and feel the next generation. There was a guy who was a world champion with the Pirates in '79, pitched in 4 of those games, as a matter of fact. 1 game, 2. Yeah, it's fun. Back to the screen it goes.
Well, the other thing I noticed is when you look at the State College of Florida, they also have Chris Sabo on their coaching staff, former Major League infielder, as part of it.
Pitch misses low.
I played against Chris Sabo in high school back in Detroit, Michigan, longtime Cincinnati Red third baseman. And we played 3 balls was a walk, 2 strikes was a strikeout in Detroit Catholic League. That's what we played. He struck out once in his high school career.
Oh, my gosh. That one's rolled to the right side. Takes a high bounce up the ladder. James Asmus makes the play and steps on the bag in time for the out. I love Detroit City Catholic school rules and memories. That is fun stuff. I really, really do. And a strong, talented arm on the mound, but a really good answer from McLennan. They add another one, and they lead it by a score of 4-0 here at the Panama City Beach College Baseball Classic.
What's going on, guys? I am with Soldier Sports, and they just newly released their Tank BB Core Drop 3. The pop is insane. It's got an incredibly good feel. Feels a little bit like a Voodoo with that balance feel. The hand is great, little flare knob. But we're going to take some swings here, check out some exit velos, and see how it tests. 97. 99. So as you can see, I mean, this thing's hot. It's got great feel. I'm really loving it. So go check it out. Soldier Sports US. Let's go.
Being in the wild is the best when you're with your family. We do all kinds of different things at camp. Go fish, surf, dive. I think I'll probably be coming out here the rest of my life.
Working on our tans, looking out at the beautiful crystal blue waters, the sugar sand beaches here in Panama City Beach. So many great properties, whether it's a resort or a condo, to come take a week off and enjoy what is a kind of a hidden gem. Not as much anymore now that we've gone into another generation, and TikTok and the internet has introduced us to a gorgeous part of the world. All generations know it. And we're being introduced to Gavin Jones. He struck out a pair back in the first inning. His team has been hitting for quite a bit, so it's been a while between glimpses of him, and a good fastball. We know this. It's an athlete with a really gifted arm as he faces Hayden Gustafson. Hayden beaten that time with a fastball, pops it up. Shallow right field, but he dumped it in. It may have been a pitch he couldn't handle like he wanted to, and you give him credit for the hustle. There's a hustle double.
Yeah, I tell you, we saw that in their first game today as well. And I love this about college baseball and junior college baseball. The idea that I'm going to think about 2 out of the box. I'm not going to get mad and pout. I'm not going to hang my head. I'm going to hustle, because I have to anticipate something could go wrong. And look, he hustles out of the box, and the reason he's on second base is because he came out of the box flying, thinking that if they make a mistake, I'm going to put myself in scoring position.
Left-on-left matchup, a tough one for James Asmus out of Hyde Park, New York. New Hyde Park, New York. First baseman and an outfielder by trade. Dad is Rick. Right in on the hand. Yuck, going to the count.
He's going to have to ice his knuckles on that one. That hurts a little bit. And, you know, here's the thing, is that you can't be afraid to get jammed. And that's one of the things, there's such this macho thought that I can't get jammed. But what they've just done right now, if they sped him up inside, so now he's going to be very aware of that and now vulnerable to the breaking ball away.
He was a great running back in high school, a really good all-around athlete. Went to P27, graduated in 2023. Prior to that, and going to school in Long Island, all-county MVP, all Long Island running back. Fastball, strike 3. I
don't think he saw pitches like that in Long Island, though. That is That's a legitimate pitch right there. As Gavin Jones, very athletic on the mound, very confident on the mound, too. A little John Lester, I think. I keep trying to figure out who it is that he reminds me of. But this sort of aggressiveness on the mound and attacking the hitter. That's a good pitch right there. What I like is he's so confident on the mound, he'll flip the ball. Watch him flip the ball around. See, look, he's like very comfortable, very confident doing that on the mound. Like he's in charge out there.
Alan Gil Hernandez now gets his first opportunity, the shortstop. Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Spent some time, and he enjoyed doing it, playing at IMG Academy for Coach Dave Turgeon there. Dad is Will, mom is Martina. In, tries to dump that one into shallow center field, is able to do so. So Gil strong enough to fight that off, and the reward is an RBI as Hayden slides in safely. There's the run back, 4-1.
Very good read from Hayden Gustafson off of second base as well, right? Those ones that are flared into center, you've got to know where the outfielders are when the ball's put in play, right? And if you don't have a read, you don't know where they are. It's an excellent read right there. He knew that in center field, McAfee was playing deeper. That ball was going to fall in. He didn't hesitate because any hesitation could have had him stop at third base. Good instincts and good evaluation.
Santiago Ordonez, a catcher from Parkland, Florida. Stoneman Douglas alum. What a great, great program they have under head coach Todd Fitzgerald.
Anthony Rizzo isn't he Stoneman Douglas? I think he is.
Yes, he is. Collectively going through the tragedy of 2017 where on Valentine's Day, more than a dozen lost their lives, and Coach Fitzgerald was the coach then, he's the coach now. Quite a community there of strength, and he is just in a public school setting. Again, it's not a private school where you can work around things and have scholarships. Nothing wrong with that. He's going straight public school, and boy, can they play at Stoneman Douglas. Senti is one of those. High, ball 4.
You can see a little bit right now that Gavin Jones is drifting toward home plate. So when his leg comes up, his body's drifting toward home plate, and his arm is lagging behind. So everything is up in the zone. This is one of those times where I'd say slow your body down, speed your arm up a little bit, get out in front with that release point.
The number 9 hitter is Daniel Hartley. He's from Auburndale, Florida, went to Lakeland Christian, just graduated at 2023. As he opens up a little early and fouls that one off. We saw him play, I can recall this too, for the Scorpions Giants scout team in several perfect game events, and he also won a state championship at Lakeland Christian. Oh, 2. Even as a remote broadcaster, I could read his lips. He said, wow. And I think that's a little bit, I don't know if that caught the inside corner, and that was a good pitch. I think it was a little bit of both there. Not a whole lot you do with that fastball. 92 inner half. He was ready for that one. That split the plate, though.
Well, Lakeland Christian is actually their baseball coach there is Matty Diaz, former Atlanta Brave, Pittsburgh Pirate, a guy who owned left-handed pitching. He'd be that guy in your team, that right-handed hitting outfielder. He'd come in and pinch hit, but he'd face the lefties and do some damage.
Yeah, great mention by you. He had such a long career in that slot. So many big hits. That's a nice take.
Now, 1-2 count. He could throw that same pitch, but he could also, get a swing and miss would come in handy right here, or get him to top the curveball or the breaking ball on the ground.
Looked like a changeup, and he just couldn't stay back. Offered at it. That's strike 3.
That's a good pitch right there. Had him fooled. I think it is John Lester that I keep seeing here in Gavin Jones. Sort of a gritty, tough, competitive, right? Barking at him. He's barking at him walking back to the dugout right there. Competitive.
Fastball, fly ball, right side. Garrido getting the opportunity to hit, and that one bounds foul. A trio of the McLennan players come together, none able to make the play.
Boy, Lucas Kelly got way down, the first baseman, way down that right field line. Now, typically, again, it's right-handed hitter, but typically that's the right fielder has priority over the second baseman. The second baseman has priority over the first baseman. It's just a better angle for everybody to try to make the play on it. Unfortunately, none of the three able to get there.
Breaking ball. Drops that one in there for a strike. 0-2 the count to Garrido. Luis flied to left field back in the first inning. Fastball lined toward left center field. And charging in to make the play. And a nice one is Alexander McAfee hauling that one in. He squared it up, but again, hit it right to the defender. It's fun watching this left-hander work. A high ceiling for Gavin Jones. Big piece of hitting for Alan Gil Hernandez after Hayden Gustafson had doubled. Certainly nicely with those 4Ks. Here's a peek, Steve, at who he is.
Yeah, he got the high fastball, able to throw it by right there, locating it in. I love that ability to pitch inside. And here's the thing, he's locking guys up right here with called third strikes. You got the swing and miss, and then overpowering with the breaking stuff.
And on the other end, there is a high ceiling for Brandon Clark. The numbers aren't in his favor at this point. He's trailing 4-1, but he's touched, if you're just hanging out with us for the first time, 95 miles an hour, and he does, when right, have a wipeout breaking ball. He's facing Daniel Harden for the second time. Harden walked back in the first inning as he chops that one first baseline, foul.
Keep an eye on him. We talked about it during his warm-ups, Brandon Clark. But that finger that he has outside of his glove, that's one of the things that so many pitchers tip a pitch. When that finger extends away from the glove, typically it tells the hitter that a fastball is coming.
Two and one the count.
You see a lot of major league pitchers that have that tip. And what they do, they still want their finger outside of the glove, but there's a little pocket that they put on the outside of the glove that your finger can slide in so it doesn't extend away, giving the hitter a look.
That one misses outside, 3-1 the count. A lot of times, so interesting, as you said, it's almost involuntary. It's just
right. They don't even know. He doesn't know he's doing it.
The way your muscles come together and the way that the hand extends, the mind works with the other hand. Almost put a sleeping bag there for your finger, for lack of better words. Line drive, base hit, right field. What a pretty swing for Harden.
Yeah, good look right there in handling it. Now, here's the thing. When you get 3-1 in the count, left on left, he knows he's going to get a fastball. So he sits on that pitch and is able to have that confidence to pull it into right field. You know, developing young pitchers, one of the things that we always did, I ran the Mets minor leagues back in the day. and it was about first pitch strikes. Telling a pitcher, we want you to see we want the rate of first pitch strikes. Go at the hitter, throw strike one. Then how many hitters do you retire in 3 pitches or less? Don't get cute, attack the zone. Go right in the strike zone at the hitter.
Marcus Smith, right side. The first baseman unable to make the play. I'm not sure if he touched that ball in foul or fair territory.
I think they're calling it foul.
I believe that's the right call.
Yeah, I think they're calling it foul as they're going back right there. But, the idea of, look, high sky, we talked about that earlier. That's tough in Florida, man. But the idea that throwing strike one, working ahead, and here you see the ball put in play right here, and this gets tough, right? And that's why you always want to get somebody else over there, anticipate a potential mistake. It was in foul territory. And trying to get underneath it, but the wind blowing, we've seen that affect a few balls out to left field today where it's been tough read for people, but no harm done, but the at-bat stays alive.
Quick offensive meeting.
So what could that meeting be? Okay, don't pop it up to first base again, and if you do it in fair territory because it seems like it could be a challenge. I think that was the conversation.
That cross outside of his jersey has that gold chain. And that breaking ball misses low to young Mr. Smith, the right fielder, as he talked about his family from Harlem. He said, my parents are an inspiration. They raised 4 kids. It was a challenge on its own, especially in Harlem, is what he shared. So they make sacrifices as that throw is away. And that is an opportunity for Harden to move up. He'll take a turn. He'll think about 3. In he goes with the slide. A 2-base throwing error off the mound from Clark.
Yeah, so, you think about Brandon Clark's day. I mean, he's walked 5. He's given up some hits. He's given up 4 runs. Then, throws the ball to first base, throws it away a little bit. This is just a young guy who's figuring it out. He's green. He's a thrower, not a pitcher yet. But again, the scouts are all going to walk away saying, we got to keep an eye on this kid because he's got a great frame. Let's watch how he develops and improves. He just needs experience.
A pretty 3-1 pitch, that zip on the fastball. Just as you're talking about the evolution of the pitcher, throws a gorgeous pitch on 3-1.
And scouts believe if he shows it to me once, it's in there, and it's us in development to make it happen on a more consistent basis.
Reddy dives on that one, lined into left field. It's a base hit and an RBI. Marcus Smith, the pride of Harlem, hit that one hard.
He did, getting a fastball on a 3-2 count. And so, when you work ahead in the count, the hitters keep off balance. They can't sit on a pitch and think you're going to throw it to them. But we saw, obviously, with the single from Harden, it was 3-1. He thought he's going to throw me a fastball, and he got it with a base hit. Then Smith, the same thing, 3-2, said he's not throwing me a breaking ball, sat on the fastball, got a base hit. Too predictable.
Underhill squares around a bunt and chops that one foul back behind home plate.
Remember
the single from Harden was 94 miles an hour, and then the single from Smith was 93, so they're still giddy up,
Right. But hitters can adjust the velocity, especially if they have a really good idea that you're throwing them a fastball.
This is not going to be easy, a high bouncing ball, and it slips right on by. Charged in with the right idea to make the play, but then it took a turf bounce, and the tough breaks also continue for Clark.
Yeah, Daniel Hartley trying to read this one. This is one that I think in his mind he thought maybe I can get the lead runner at second base. I don't think he had a chance to be able to do that. So that should have been one that he charges and tries to field and just flips the first to get the out rather than even thinking about getting the lead runner.
Well, a bright future certainly for Brandon Clark. And as we talked about, touch 95, has a wipeout breaking ball, but the pitches he has thrown, the tally, he has reached as far as he needs to reach. And so they will make a call to the bullpen, make a change, understandably so. Tim Hill comes out, takes the baseball away, and makes the decision. Trevor Ziegler gets the call. We'll introduce you to him when we come back. The young man out of Cincinnati, Ohio. More in a moment.
I never let myself believe that I was gonna be in the big leagues. I always worked for it until I achieved it. Back in Puerto Rico, I remember my dad would hit me ground balls from the top of the hill. That forced me to always move my feet. There were no limits to where I could go, so I played with no limits.
Trevor Ziegler from Cincinnati, Ohio, West Claremont High School. And the son of Travis and Jamie, an opportunity to get to know Ziegler. He will tell you this when you ask him about his self-scouting report. I've got a high spin, higher velocity fastball, hard curveball, good action, changeup sinks and fades away from a lefty and into the back foot of a righty. There are his words describing who he is as a pitcher. And Ziegler faces Xander McAfee. Walked and scored last time up. Breaking ball, he squares the bunt and it's low.
I wonder here, maybe instead of the bunt, we saw them show bunt earlier than pull it back. If you maybe start the runners a little bit, get some action on the bases.
One and one. There's that nice breaking ball he talked about with the high spin. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, nice pitch right there. You know, I don't love when the guy's looking at second base and starts his delivery to home plate.
Dots the outside corner. That's a backwards K in the books. Strike three.
Another good breaking ball. Same pitch as he threw to get the second strike. Coming right back again with it. Little slide piece right there and dropping it in. Nice job. Locking him up at the plate.
Sam Flores has had a really nice day. It's been enjoyable to watch. He's 2 for 2. He's got a run scored as well, a couple of singles.
Looks like a baseball player. It's like Cole Calhoun.
Another good comp and another good breaking ball, 1-1.
You know, I think one of the things that coaches want to find out early in the season is ideally the depth of pitching that they have, right? To get through a season, you need depth of pitching to be able to have multiple arms to go to during the course of 60 games during a season.
Two and one the count. Ziegler, as he works out on the mound, his dad played college sports. His sis, Sam, who's now 22, was a college athlete as well. Went down and got that breaking ball and pops it up. Easy chance. Infield depth for the second baseman, Hartley. 2 outs.
Should be infield fly rule right there. I don't know if I heard it, but it should be. And gets the second out there, but boy, that's nice, right? Putting out the fire a little bit. I mean, there's been a lot of pressure from McLennan's offense, and now a chance maybe to settle it down some.
Fastball tied him up with that late life on across the diamond. A little bit of a low throw, but dug out nicely from Alan Gill by James Asmus. You're exactly right, Steve. He came in, did Ziegler, and restored order. Pretty darn good stuff. Let's see if he can stretch it out for a bit. His team needs some offense. McLennan on top of State College of Florida, 5-1.
What's going on, guys? I am with Soldier Sports, and they just newly released their Tank BB Core Drop 3. The pop is insane. It's got an incredibly good feel. Feels a little bit like a voodoo with that balance feel. The hand is great, little flare knob. But we're going to take some swings here, check out some exit velos, and see how it tests. 97. 99. So as you can see, I mean, this thing's hot. It's got great feel. I'm really loving it. So go check it out. Soldier Sports US. Let's go.
Being in the wild is the best when you're with your family. We do all kinds of different things at camp. Go fish, surf, dive. I think I'll probably be coming out here the rest of my life.
Up in the panhandle of Florida here in Panama City Beach, 5-1 the score out of Waco, Texas. McLennan Community College on top of State College of Florida. Anyway, State College of Florida, Manatee, Sarasota. School that opened its doors 66 years ago in 1957. McLennan, about a half decade later, 1965, opened things up in Waco, Texas. Some of the updates of these games that are going on. You can see Wallace, Stothan off to a strong start. Flodar, Chattahoochee, Chipola, Miami-Dade. That'll be us. We'll have that one for you a little bit later on. Wabash is good. Look at that start for them.
Yeah.
I think it's a credit, too, Steve. They're so good because they're so good up in the cold winters of Illinois, and they get players from all over the country that go to develop there. Right back to action, and over the mound and into center field, Jalen Hairston, who struck out in the first, has a single against Gavin Jones.
Yeah, it does a good job staying in on the ball and just goes right back up the middle. Again, not trying to do too much. Right back up the middle right there. Takes the ball out over the plate some, but goes right back over the pitching rubber. And I think that certainly for Gavin Jones, he's thinking to himself, all right, I've got to finish my delivery and get into a fielding position that maybe I can make that play.
Dugout coming alive a little bit for State College of Florida, understandably so. And Christopher Pip Smalley, a native of Sarasota, gets his opportunity from Riverview High School in Sarasota. Fastball off the plate, 2-0. Pip's brother Cameron played college baseball at Eckerd for a season. Dad, college rugby. Dad Scott. That one is low.
So you know these kids are tough. And if Dad played rugby, you don't play rugby and then not parent tough. So you know these guys are tough. Now 3-0 right here, and I think a break to go out and have a conversation. You're up 5-1. You give up a single on the first pitch you throw in the inning, and you think, oh, geez, I need to try to miss bats. And so then you go 3-0 on the next guy. This is a learning moment. This is a teaching moment to be able to say, look, dude, 5-1 right here. I don't care if he hits a home run. Throw it over the plate. Attack. Let your defense do some work behind you.
Tyler Johnson with his staff. That's a nice long visit out there. We talked about that gifted staff of P.J. Carmichael, Peter Stark, Tanner Rockwell, Christian Reyes. McLennan's got quite a history, I tell you. You think about baseball names that have come through there. There's that one poured right down the middle. If you want to go back a bit, Jay Buhner went there, played baseball there, as did Pat Listash.
Sure.
Lost him. That's ball 4. Up and away. Single, walk to start things, and a rowdy dugout to keep things going.
Having some difficulty commanding the fastball, so I might call for a breaking ball. And again, what that does is it forces the pitcher to really feel getting that extension out in front and can get him back into the strike zone.
Luke Boykin jumps ahead in the count. Jessup, Georgia native who played his travel ball for 5-star, the really successful, now nationally growing program. 1-1. The scouting pack is thinned out just a little bit. Remember, there are multiple games going on, so they have the good fortune of moving over to other spots. Lines that one foul, left field line. This was an all-state performer in high school at Wayne County High School in successive years. Looks like his growth in the last 12 months have been his defense, his outfield reads.
Gotta love that, paying attention to all aspects of the game. I would like to see Luke Boykin get his hands up a little bit higher because they're down, they're almost below the top of the strike zone. And I think that at times there's a pitch that is going to be above his hands that he's not going to be able to get to.
Three and two the count. Bottom half of inning number 3 in a 7-inning game. To the backstop, ball 4. Bases loaded, nobody out.
That looked like a little bit of a cross-up because Dayton LaChance didn't even act like he was going to reach for that high. It's like he thought it was going to break down, and he got a fastball instead of a breaking ball. But now it loads up the bases right here. And this is, again, an example of, and I think he's probably done for the day, but the idea, throw strikes, make the other team beat you, don't beat yourself.
Well, we've seen for both of these pitchers, one of them already drafted in the professional ranks. We saw both of them, from Gavin Jones to Brandon Clark, with high potential for the future and a very bright future. Clayton Freshcorn gets the call, the freshman from Waller, Texas. He'll take the baseball from McLennan. While that goes on, we'll step aside. He and his team on top of State College, Florida Manatee, Sarasota, by a score of 5-1.
Oh, yeah. Been waiting for this one.
You always want in games like this to see a lot of the starting pitcher, but then it's fun to get to know the other mates on his staff, why they're here, who they are. One of those is Clayton Freshcorn, and what's fun is he's a freshman. He's from Waller, Texas, went to high school in that same area, and he shares with us who he is with his words. He says, and I quote, "I have a firm fastball. I like to throw it past people when I'm right, a tight slider, and a sharp curve." Simple scouting report. His name again, Clayton Freshcorn.
Yeah, welcome to college baseball. Bases loaded, nobody out, young man. Go get them. I
know, right?
Baptism by fire.
At Waller High School, Rodney Lowe was his head coach. He played his travel ball for the Texas 12 baseball program. Wears number 12 on his jersey as well. He faces a man who doubled in his first at bat. Kind of a dying quail Texas League double, but ran hard the entire time, did Hayden Gustafson. So he gets another chance. Multiple positions you can see up there on the graphic. But today he's the left fielder. And he's hit by a pitch. And that will play to run. And that dugout turns it up even more.
Well, you know, take one for the team. And RBI out of it, I'll take it. Still bases loaded, nobody out. And again, a lot to ask of Fresh Corn to be able to come in with bases loaded, nobody out in a situation. And then you've got no margin for error in your first opportunity in college baseball.
James Osmus now struck out back in the second inning. This is a dangerous hitter. You can see the presence and the power that he brings when he steps into the box. 6'1", 215, 220 pounds. Good fastball, 1-1. 92-93 already from that right arm, so those are the numbers we're seeing. Osmus, the New Yorker. Back to the screen it goes. His family tie athletically that he's most proud of. He has multiple, but the one he wanted all of us, and hence for you to know, is that his great-grandfather was an amazing professional boxer.
Wow.
Boxing in his family.
Love that. Toughness. See if he can be tough at the plate right here in battle. Try to put it in play and pick up a run.
Instead, he chases an elevated fastball. Now that's a good 0-2 pitch. We're talking about that in game one. You know, you end up letter high. This is above that, and it has that high spin, too.
Right, that higher than high pitch up in the hitter's eyes where it looks so good, and you think, I can kill that. But it's above the hands, and therefore very difficult to get the bat on it. You have to almost get on your tiptoes to get the bat to the ball.
Alan Gill takes a belt-high slider for strike one. One out, got a breaking ball, drives that one toward left field. It's down for a base hit. With a couple of outs, it's a couple of RBIs. And oh, we got a ball game now. 3 runs in on the inning, 2 out RBIs. Oh, they hurt. This one with 1 out, 5-4 the score.
Yeah, and again, it was an effort to try to get the ball up in the zone, but not up high enough. And Alan Gil Fernandez able to get the bat to the ball, to drive it out to left field and pick up a couple runs. Good base running, good read, by the way, by Luke Boykin off the second base to be able to come around and score.
Now tied up, slow roller out towards short, charging, fielding, firing, unable to dig it out. Another run will score. We are tied at 5.
Well, kind of an in-between hop for Mesa as he comes in trying to make the play on the high chopper, right off the turf, a high chopper, and he got it on the in-between off foot to be able to make the play and couldn't get enough on the throw to first base. Short hopping, Kelly at first, can't scoop it out of the dirt. Good hustle down the line by Ordonez as well.
Hartley goes after the first pitch. There's one. He dropped it, pulling out of his glove. They do get one for the second out, but another run scores. It's 6-5 State College of Florida.
Well, this is the turn and the twist of junior college baseball. That's why you can never let up, right? You never let up. You just don't know. You get the other pitcher out of the game, you get into the bullpen, things can unravel.
Luis Garrido has flied out twice, once to left, once to center field. 0-1 the count to Garrido. 5 runs have scored in this inning. Three hits, you've got 2 walks, you got to hit batsman. That one just missed high and inside. And
Well,
Garrido,
how many times, Darren, walks and hit by pitches and come back to haunt you, right?
all the time.
All the time.
All the time. As Garrido will flip the lineup. Two and one.
No, that was a borderline pitch, but when you're kind of all over the place, you don't get the close ones typically.
Chops that one foul. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Garrido playing his travel ball for the Florida Burn. That strong, strong program.
9th batter this inning.
Won a PG MVP to Garrido a couple years back. 16U BCS tournament. Fastball ducks the outside corner. That's strike 3. But as Steve just said, 9 took the opportunity to hit, and it was advantageous for State College of Florida. There were 3 hits. There were a couple of walks. There was a hit batter as well. It was a big inning. And State College of Florida takes the lead by a score of 6-5 with plenty of baseball left to be played. Hairston and Smalley and Boykin and Gustafson and Gil Hernandez. Oh my, what an inning it was. 6-5.
Are real legitimate options for guys that want to get better. I can say one thing about junior college players. The vast majority of them are there because they are obsessed with the game of baseball. They love the game. They'll do whatever it takes to play the game because you're still not getting all the glitz and the glamour that you're getting at an SEC or a Power 5 school. But the development is at a totally different level, and the amount of play that you get puts you at a different level as far as preparation is concerned to transition to a 4-year school.
Greg Cozart, who along with Vinny Servino does such a great job. He was an assistant at Central Florida all through the 90s, then a head coach at High Point for 12 years. Cozart, with his perspective, is Dayton LaChance, who hit a 3-run homer in the first, is in the books on a ground out on the infield. Your thoughts on what you heard, by the way, Steve?
Yeah, he's so right. I mean, just the opportunity right now that the education part is there to get yourself started, and then you can evaluate where you are with your baseball career. But the idea of going to a 4-year school and sitting on the bench versus coming to a junior college and playing every day, it's a big difference.
Cozy does such a good job. He joins Hunter Pence and I every week on our college baseball show, and he's just such a, I mean, he's an amazing, he's like you. He's someone who has such a deep experience in the game, but also such an amazing communicator. As that pitch is high and inside, Lucas Kelly hit by a pitch. So Lucas has been on twice, a walk, and now he was a hit batsman.
I do have beard envy though with Cozart. I mean that is quite the goatee. I mean that is impressive.
It's a topic of discussion, as you can imagine, on and off camera when we get together every week. You can imagine, and he has, I think, 200 PG hats. He always sports a different PG hat as well.
Nice.
Wagging that bat is Rose as he comes up empty, waves through that one.
He's the Derek Bell. Derek Bell of college baseball. Derek Bell was a former major league player, never wore the same outfit twice. Never wore the same outfit twice. Suit, dress shirt, jersey, whatever. Never wore it twice.
0-2 the count. Stylish, man. That's a great mention, Derek Bell. Mac Rose, Rockwall, Texas. Singled back in the first inning. Goes out and gets a breaking ball. Tries to dump that one into center field. Just a little bit too strong. Boykin is there. Good pitch.
Derek Bell back in the day was played for the Pirates after he left my Mets team. I had him with the Mets, and he went to Pittsburgh to play, and he was hurt for the first few months of the season. And in the first year of a 3 or 4 year deal, one of his teammates actually said, unnamed teammate said, that Derek Bell really is a Pirate. Because the other thing about Derek is he lived on a houseboat. So when he played in New York, he lived on a houseboat in the harbor. And the teammate said, Derek Bell really is a Pirate. He lives on a boat and steals money.
An unnamed teammate. How convenient.
Unnamed teammate, yes. Yeah.
That was well said by you. 1-1 the count. Oh, boy, teammates. Daniel Harden has walked. He has singled. He has scored a run. That's nasty, that slider. Look at the emotion and the reaction. Your team drops a whole bunch on the scoreboard, namely 5, and all you want is for your pitcher to get that team back in the dugout, and that's exactly what Ziegler did. Boy, that was really, really strong as his team has jumped on top, right back to work. They go with the bat in their hands. We'll step aside. 6-5 is the score.
I never let myself believe that I was gonna be in the big leagues. I always worked for it until I achieved it. Back in Puerto Rico, I remember my dad would hit me ground balls from the top of the hill. That forced me to always move my feet. There were no limits to where I could go, so I played with no limits.
Talking baseball here in between breaks, and when we come back to you, it's fun to have Steve Phillips with us breaking down and seeing the future of the game, talking about some of his memories as a leader in this game. One of the great voices of this sport, Steve. And my name is Darren Sutton. We're glad you're with us on a beautiful, beautiful day. It never has gotten it all uncomfortable, but plenty warm and just right. Visit Panama City Beach College Baseball Classic. 9 of these men got a chance to hit in the last inning, and they'd love to do it again. Jalen Hairston singled and scored an inning ago. Good fastball, ties him up.
Anxious to see what Clayton Freshcorn can do right here. Man, he came in with bases loaded in his college debut and nobody out. But now to start a fresh inning to see what he has.
tell you what, Trevor Ziegler, who came on in that other dugout, has flexed some pretty darn good stuff, and it'd be fun to see Freshcorn gain that level of confidence. That one's low, 3-1 the count. Steve, there is something to it, though, right? You score that 5, and all you're hoping, whoever's pitching for you, like, go quick. We want to keep hitting. And when you have a half inning like that, it's awesome.
Right. Just throw strikes. Get out there, get us back in the dugout again to hit as quickly as possible.
You want to ride that wave as much as you can, and that's partly what Freshcorn's going up against. There is definitely confidence and momentum in that first base dugout.
Yeah, this game really pivoted. I mean, it felt like McLennan was going to potentially run rule. It just felt like they were in complete control of the game. Momentum was going that way, but give State College of Florida credit. They've turned this around.
Popped up, that will leave the park. So, Velo, just a quick update on who Freshcorn is velocity-wise. I mean, it's 91, 92 miles an hour, so there's plenty of giddy-up in that right arm.
Yeah, with room to grow. I mean, you look at, he's a lean body. He can fill out a little bit and get stronger.
Called strike 3 outside corner. They'll turn it into an out. Popped in and out of Dayton LaChance's catcher's mitt. I think Harris maybe thought it was a little bit out. He was on his way to first. Then he had to run to first.
Yeah, here's the pitch from Freshcorn right here. And trying to stick it was LaChance behind the plate and popped out of his glove. It's happened a couple times to him right now. And almost to the point it looks like he's still breaking that glove in a little bit.
Pip Smalley 0-1 the count. Singleton walks, scored a run as well. Yeah, you're talking about that. There it is. It happened again. So all of our viewers, whether you're watching on the app or you're online, I'm curious how you break in your gloves. There's so many different ways to do it.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, we used to oil them up and tie them up and put them under the mattress and put them in the microwave. I mean, there were so many different ways of doing it.
I always will have a hard time thinking that you can put a beautiful glove, a beautiful Rawlings. That's, for us, it's our Louis Vuitton on the baseball side.
Right.
Inside a microwave. Just saying. I know it works, but I don't know that my wife would ever put her Louis Vuitton inside the microwave just to
don't
get
think
a little more
so.
comfortable. Senior leader of production based in California just hopped in the back channel, said he puts his under his car. He didn't know if that's a good idea. And again, I kind of feel the same way about that as I would my microwave.
Yeah. And my Louis Vuitton. Exactly.
Right? I'm not stretching it, right? A beautiful piece of leather.
100%,
That is,
yes. Absolutely.
that's lined into center field. Racing over, playing it on a hop. There's a base hit for Smalley. Pip's had a great day. He's been on 3 times.
Good piece of hitting right there, too. Able to get the hands through, hitting the ball out in front some. Driving it out into left center field, just falling in front of Xander McAfee out there. Again, not trying to do too much, right? He's not jumping out of his shoes to try to hit it out of the ballpark. Put it in play, get on base, get things going.
Oh, and 1 the count to Luke Boykin. Struck out looking, walked, and scored. And everything hanging right around 92 miles an hour.
May have hit his hand.
They're saying he got the bat, so that's a foul tip is what they're saying.
Yeah, I think Boykin's saying it hit my hand. And then went into the catcher's glove. And I think the idea would be ask the other umpires, but also take off your batting glove and show whether or not it left a mark on your hand.
Ray Clayjack is the home plate umpire. He'll talk with Doug Lee, who's out there. They'll make their decision together. Let's see if we can see anything from the side here.
It's like it might have hit his right hand. Yeah, I think it did hit his right hand. I don't think any part of the bat was in the path of where the ball was going right there. Yeah, show him your hand. You see the check swing, and he stops. I think it did hit the top hand of the bat. Sounds like you might be going to first base right now.
Yeah, while we were showing you this, I think that's exactly what occurred. Yep. They went ahead and took a look at the hand. There was, look, Steve said to do it, and he did it. You take a peek, something red on the hand.
Now, what I might have done is when the home plate umpire went out to check with the other umpire, I might have taken off my glove and scratched up my hand a little bit. Just saying that it might be a possibility to consider along the way.
All the cagey tricks we're learning from Phillips on these shows. The veteran tricks. A baseball lifer shares his secrets. So they'll talk about it quickly. Definitely just another momentum mover for State College of Florida. Steve Phillips, Darren Sutton, thanks for hanging out with us. This has been a fun day. We're, I don't know, unofficially at about the halfway mark because we'll have Chipola and Miami-Dade a half hour after the completion of this one. The pace may not sprint along in this one like it did with the Pearl River game and Gulf Coast early on. We've got some pitching changes and some coaches trying to hang in there. I don't blame them, totally understand it. 6-5 the score. Nick Greeny gets the call, the sophomore, 6 feet 6 inches. We'll get to know Nick when we come back.
I never let myself believe that I was gonna be in the big leagues. I always worked for it until I achieved it. Back in Puerto Rico, I remember my dad would hit me ground balls from the top of the hill. That forced me to always move my feet. There were no limits to where I could go, so I played with no limits.
Nick Greeny out of Dallas, Texas. Greeny from J.J. Pierce High School, 2021 grad, part of the team that went to Grand Junction his freshman year in 2022. And when you ask him, hey man, when you're out there and you're right, what are you throwing? I'm throwing it down, hard fastball, and I drive it downhill, can touch the mid-90s. A sharp slider at 83 to 85 and a hard splitter at 83 to 87. In his mind, the order goes fastball, splitter, slider. Mr. Greeny goes to work.
Big man on the mound, too, 6'6", and obviously he's got the leverage and the angles to be able to get that, but driving it down in the zone. I love that mentality of getting on top of the baseball, and then you throw the split off of the fastball down in the zone. It looks the same, and then it drops out of the zone. That could become a very effective pitch. I mean, this is a big guy coming on the bullpen, and we'll see what the velocity is, because if you're 6'6" and throwing hard, you're going to have a lot of scouts coming over to this field right now, pulling out their radar guns.
And he does so after a strong, as we said, a part of that team that went to Grand Junction. He lost last year with Tommy John's surgery. He said, look, it was long, it was tedious, but I stuck to the program. Now I'm looking back 18 months post-op, and I've never felt so strong as a pitcher. Hayden Gustafson gets the call. Pours that fastball in, outer half at the knees, 0-1 the count.
Yeah, it turned up a little bit right there. A little different velocity than what Clayton Freshcorn had, and different angle, right? Much different look on the mound. You love the different looks coming in out of the bullpen. Change it up for the hitters. See if that split becomes an option right now.
Greeny rears back, fires that one in there as it sails high. 1-1 the count. Hayden hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, plated a run. He also doubled and scored. Slightly closed up stance. That one's low.
Well, it just strikes me as we saw that pitch, a pitch just below the zone. We haven't seen many fastballs that have been below the zone today, right? Everything's been up, everything's been up. This is a much different look for hitters.
Ready for that fastball, turns it around, base hit left field. They'll stop the runner, the base is loaded, and the momentum continues for State College of Florida.
You know, the risk when you throw the ball up in the zone is that, especially with an aluminum bat, you don't have to barrel it, and you can just muscle it over the infield. When it's down in the zone and it's mishit, it's typically going to be a ground ball out to somebody there. And so, right, that was a pitch up in the zone. He didn't crush it, just up in the zone, got enough of it, jammed to muscle it into left field. But as you see right there, that Daniel Harden coming in to be able to keep the runner at third.
Well, he's got some work to do now. Just one out in the inning. That was the Hairston strikeout, but the bases are full. You see the runner at third is Pip Smalley. The powerful New Yorker, Osmus, in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes to count. And all of a sudden, some giddy up when there's a little bit of pressure. First fastball to Osmus was 94 miles an hour.
Yeah, Osmus has not seen the ball very well so far today.
Missed inside and off the plate. And the fastball right out of the gates from this right-hander from Graney was right around 90. And then with some stress, it's ticking up closer to the mid-90s now. Did not go with the split. Good old-fashioned hard ball right by him.
Just reared back and threw it as hard as he could and beat him. And again, tough day as Osmus strikes out for the third time.
Alan Gill takes high. You think about that last pitch for the strikeout. Okay, maybe it's the split. That's a great pitch against lefties. But you also then look at that runner at third and say, maybe not trusting it into the turf. It's been almost all fastballs. And you can see the double, the RBI back in the third inning. Also singled in a run in the second inning. He has had a really, really good game. 3-0.
Yeah, I think clearly a take sign right here. I know he's had a good day swinging the bat, but, you know, the reality is you're going to keep getting fastballs in this at bat. So taking one, making him throw a strike, not the worst thing to do. You're going to have 2 more cracks at it after that.
Step out conversation. I'm guessing just a simple reminder to Graney how good his stuff is, to trust it. A chance, just a freshman, his catcher. Much older pitcher on the mound, third-year college player. 3-1 the count. And again, being a cheerleader for your partner out on the mound, doesn't matter the age gap. High pop-up. Back of the bag at second base. And a nice play made, good communication. McAfee was charging hard, but Landon Underhill made the play. A lot going on out there, but Nick Graney quiets it down. The veteran JUCO player with a big arm. It is a 6-5 game, nowhere near boring. This has been all sorts of fun. It's McLennan at State College of Florida, and we'll be back. 1-0 the count, the breaking ball away to Marcus Smith.
Well, you look at Ziegler and just the frame, the thickness in his bottom half and the strength there. But also a guy you look at and think not a lot of projection of filling out the upper body maybe a little bit, but those legs are already a grown man's legs.
Good life on that fastball, too much so as we look at the strength, confidence of this pitcher that talked about his high spin fastball with velocity. Something like that, 3-1. He said his mind has improved. He said my mental game has improved tremendously. I'd say I've learned how to handle the struggles on the mound and use them in my favor. He's got a walk that he's got to work out of. Marcus Smith has now been on twice with a single and now this walk.
Well, I think that you know, and I think at every level of baseball, throwing strikes is so important, right? So important. Make the other team beat you. When you put traffic on the bases, you put pressure on the defense. You're giving opportunities. You're creating holes in the infield. Because now you've got to hold the runner at first base. Make them hit a single. Even if they hit a double, so be it. But your chances are better if you're throwing strikes that you're going to get outs.
Landon Underhill takes outside, 1-0 the count, the son of Glenn and Dawn Underhill. 1 of 4 at home. And home is Noonan, Georgia, at the East Coweta High School. Pretty curveball, 1-1.
He needed that pitch, right? And also, when you throw 5 straight fastballs for balls, getting a pitcher to throw an off-speed pitch changes the energy and dynamic of the delivery.
Just in case, keeping an eye on Smith at first.
I think the radar gun clocked that at 95. The pickoff move to first right there. He threw that hard.
Fastball too much for him. Runner on the move. Throw down. He stole it.
He took a little bit off of that one. I don't know if he was aiming it or if it was a hard changeup, but he threw that. It took a little bit off of it. Not stolen base out of it, but did get a swinging strike.
He kind of had that BP fastball dead fish look to it. The 1-2. That was a breaking ball. That is a single and an RBI. Cashing in on that stolen base. We are tied back up at 6. Ready for that breaking ball was Underhill.
This is a really good piece of hitting right here. He's seen a lot of, he took the breaking balls early, saw the fastballs, but with a man on second and nobody out, down 1 run, his job is get him over. Not only does he get him over, but he gets him in. Does a good job going back up the middle, finding a hole right there, keep the line moving, drives in the run, ties up the game. That is a quality piece of hitting.
I want to know if he offered it that one. Yes, he did, is the answer. Xander McAfee rounded out, struck out looking, also walked and scored a run.
Keep an eye on Underhill running here. Big leg kick out of Ziegler.
One and one to count. Ziegler from Cincinnati, and he is a Reds fan, 100% a Cincinnati Reds fan, but he loves watching Garrett Cole pitch. He says, I've learned a lot from him. I think he's probably not alone. He said about Cole, I mean, what is there not to like? These are his words. What is there not to like? A guy that dominates in every aspect of the game is something special to watch and something special to learn from.
Throwing a lot of breaking balls right now.
Where's Garrett Cole, a perfect game All-American. Went to Orange Lutheran out in Southern California. Not too far from our broadcast center there in Orange. As that one has popped up. center field. Easy chance out there, so it's put away by center fielder Luke Boykin.
McAfee just not able to catch up to that fastball. And he saw so many breaking balls that he's waiting so long. But you got to sit on the fastball and then adjust to the off speed.
Sam Flores watches as that one is spiked into the dirt. And out front, he's got an RBI chance now because moving up is Underhill.
Anticipation, we talk about that, and we've seen McLennan do that a few times today. Anticipating, throughout the game, that ball in the dirt to take the extra base.
Swing and a miss at that one, 1-1 the count. Now that one definitely had the look of a secondary pitch. I got him. He tried to throw that one back foot, a breaking ball, ended up throwing it front ankle.
One thing about junior college baseball, in pro ball, guys get out of the way. They don't want to get hit by that. College guys, like, I'll take it for the team, man. I'm going to do it for the team. In Major League Baseball, they're jumping out of the way. I don't want that, but he's like, I'll take one for the team. And that's what they do. They do take it for their teammates right there. Get on base and keep it going.
That's such a great perspective and a reminder that we don't always think about. And turning points in games, you hop out of the way, little tiny things that turn out to be turning points, and that's everything. We talk about the attention to detail in the major leagues, and there is crazy attention to detail, but I think your point, there are small little things at different levels that just change the face of the game, and that's one of them.
Yeah, it is. I remember talking to Bruce Bochy last week, did a town hall with him for one of the things they do down at their Fan Fest, and he relayed a story when he was getting recruited. He went to South Alabama. Eddie Stanky was there, and he said the first day he went there for a workout to watch, he said they were practicing getting hit by a pitch. He said they cranked up the machine about 88 to 90, and everybody get in there and take one. He's like, I didn't think that this was the school for me.
Oh, that's great. Phoenix Mesa has had a good day. He's singled in a run. He's also walked and scored. Breaking ball hit hard into center field for a base hit. McLennan will grab the lead, 7-6 to throw toward third. Not in time. Mesa with a big RBI, his second of the day.
Well, you figure here, infield being in double play depth, to possibly be in a position to turn a double play. But it seemed a little bit like Hartley was playing a little bit over more toward first base and not able to range over to make that play to try to start a double play. You see him go right back up the middle right here for Mesa. And you know what it is? Here's the thing. You're holding the runner at second. And that idea, I need to get back to my position, but his momentum was moving him away from second base. And then he had to turn around and go back and dive for it and wasn't able to make the play on it. Where I would rather have a guy jockey but not have to move so far back to his position because it took him out of position and momentum-wise where he might have been able to make a play.
This is Dayton LaChance in his first college at bat. 3-run homer, first inning.
La Homer. He's from Canada, the young man, and so La Homer for him right there in his first at bat.
Drives that one foul.
Did you know what
He's
I mean,
asked
though,
why
Darren?
he chose. Yes.
Yeah, on that double play ball, like Hartley, the way he was moving, holding the runner, jockeying, and then moving back toward his position, and then the ball was hit back the other way, and he couldn't transfer his weight back to be able to make the play.
And you're going to get a little bit more giddy up on that turf combined with what you're talking about.
Right.
So the two factors just played against him. And it's tough to combat. I mean, it's not that as if as a defender he did something wrong. The 3-1. He didn't want that one. Infield was in, and he pops that one up. He buried that little two-seam fastball right in. He couldn't get extended. Good pitch.
You know, big guys like LaChance, they like the ball out over the plate a little bit so they can get their body rotating and the arms a little bit of extension. I mean, obviously your arms are bent at contact anyways, but the idea of getting it out over the plate.
Breaking ball misses low. Aiden McBride, a freshman out of the Berry, Florida, is warming in the pen for State College of Florida, so he'll get to tossing. Aiden McBride warming. 1-1. Lucas has been on twice, Lucas Kelly. He walked and hit by a pitch. Lucas is the athlete that we told you about from San Francisco, California, Sacred Heart Cathedral School. Steve Francesi is high school coach. He rolls that one on 2 hops out to third. Flex of the arm there for Jalen Hairston as he fires in time for the out. So move right back on top by McLennan. All sorts of timely hits over the last couple of innings. Landon Underhill was part of the fun, as was Phoenix Mesa, hitting it hard and plating a second run. The team out of Texas up a run.
What's going on, guys? I am with Soldier Sports, and they just newly released their Tank BB Core Drop 3. The pop is insane. It's got an incredibly good feel. Feels a little bit like a voodoo with that balance feel. The hand is great, little flare knob. But we're going to take some swings here, check out some exit velos, and see how it tests. 97. 99. So as you can see, I mean, this thing's hot. It's got great feel. I'm really loving it. So go check it out. Soldier Sports US. Let's go.
Being in the wild is the best when you're with your family. We do all kinds of different things at camp. Go fish, surf, dive. I think I'll probably be coming out here the rest of my life.
Gorgeous complex Publix sports park. We're living on field 2, top of your screen there, but you can see the multiple sports that are played here. They've added a beautiful hotel through the years. Just, oh my goodness, multi-purpose and so many memories being made. And in this case, for this event, it's college memories, college baseball memories, but all age groups playing and taking advantage of this beautiful spot. Santiago Ordonez, he and his mates get ready to lead things off. Nick Graney continues to work, the veteran JUCO pitcher, out on the mound. Steve Phillips, Darren Sutton, and you, thanks for being with us.
Graney now an opportunity to start an inning fresh to see what he can do to work his way through. Different experience when you come into the middle of inning with traffic on base, and now starting off the inning. Now, so many of these pitchers that pitch in junior college at some point were starters in high school, and then they get put into different roles, and they've got to learn the mentality of being a starter or a reliever.
Played nicely on a backhand, but not able to dig it out. The throw was short. Lucas Kelly couldn't bail out his shortstop, Phoenix Mesa, miscue and an error that time.
All right, so remember, bad throws or throwing errors are not about the arm, they're about the feet. And for Mesa, he backhands this ball, but in his mind, he doesn't understand that Ordonez does not run well. And so he's got more time than he gives himself, so he doesn't take the time to be able to get his balance, get his feet in the right position to make the throw. Short hops Kelly at first.
And so Grady's first pitch after that miscue is low to Daniel Hartley. Hartley, the second baseman, had an RBI back in the third inning, reaching on a fielder's choice, and also struck out. Facing big, broad shoulder, number 30, Nick Graney.
You know, these teams don't play each other all that often, so they don't always know the other personnel. But you know that the opposing team's catcher's up, and typically catchers aren't the speediest guys in the world. And you know that you've got some time to be able to take, you know, to get your footwork in place to be able to make the throw across the infield. You might have been able to get an out. And that's just something that players have to learn as they go.
2-1 the count. Kind of that 10,000 hours thing. More games, more reps, more opportunity, and being able to slow the game down. Putting it all together. Loading up that back leg with 2-1. Inside, 3-1 the count from the right arm of Nick Graney. Nick played his travel ball for the Dallas Patriots, also D-bat elite. As he fires it home, 3-2. The opener for McLennan, first game of the year. As he chops that one foul. Last year, a strength of theirs certainly was their staff. They pitched to a team ERA of 3.38 in 450 and 2/3 innings. Though there were no slouches when they got in the batter's box, their team on base percentage was .412 as a team on the season.
Pretty impressive.
The 3-2. High ball 4.
Well,
an error and a walk.
Yeah, the State College of Florida, they're 1-2 to start the season, and the big challenge for them so far prior to today was the offense. They were hitting .205 as a team, .358 on base as a team, and .295 slugging as a team. So the first 3 games, it was the offense that was a little bit sluggish. But now it seems like they're getting some base runners, getting better at bats, better looks, working the count, being more patient. And they've had a much better success rate of getting on base in the game today.
So a visit, a chat, and trying to keep it right here with that 1-run lead. State College of Florida, if you know of professional baseball players like Alex Cole or Lance Carter, Nick Goody, Reggie McLean, all professionals that came through that school and have moved on. Actor Dallas Roberts, Rob McKittrick, who's a screenwriter and a director. It's always fun to take a peek and learn about who went to school where. No country on the planet like the United States as it pertains to the college system. So many opportunities. He's starting to miss up arm side, Steve.
He is, right? A little fatigue and running away from his body some, running away from his arm. And again, that's slow the body down, get the arm out in front. You know, mentioning different schools, I mentioned Chris Sabo as on the listed as one of the coaches. He went to my school, University of Michigan guy. Back in the day. How about Barry Larkin, Hal Morris, and Chris Sabo all going to Michigan? And all playing for the Reds after that together.
Yeah, that's even the more crazy part of it. Congrats on your football championship.
Thank you. Yeah, a little look at my wounds on the Lions from last week.
I understand. Bounced. Base hit, left field. They'll stop the runner at third. All right, State College of Florida pushing right on back.
Now you see he gets the ball down in the zone, and this is it. Just drop the bat head to the ball and find yourself a hole between short and third right there. And obviously with Ordonez not the swiftest of feet, they hold him up at third. and no reason to take a chance to try to get a runner thrown out at home plate with nobody out.
So in a one-run game, and it looks like they're ready to make a change. Look at another arm out there, Tyler Johnson and his staff, the coaching staff at McLennan. They're clinging here in the bottom of the fifth inning to a 7-6 lead. We will step aside. Glad to have you with us hanging out at the Visit Panama City Beach College Baseball Classic.
Oh, yeah. Been waiting for this one.
All right, Connor Zaruba, it's your opportunity. We're excited to watch you work, the talented left-hander, class of 2022. He's out of Yoakum, Texas, who has actually committed after this year to go to Sam Houston State in Huntsville, so go play for that program. But for now, he's not worried about his stop at a four-year school. Zaruba trying to deal with a bases-loaded situation and nobody out.
That is, we've had a number of those today. How about your first appearance for the year? Let's go bases loaded, nobody out. Go get him. Bringing in the left-hander. Watched him. We saw some shots from him warming up the bullpen. Good tailing action on his fastball to run it into the left-handed hitter. And we'll see if he can't go in there and just throw strikes right now. Go at the hitters. Good left-left matchup right here.
Got the inside corner, late sweeping breaking ball to Jalen Hairston, strike one from Connor Zaruba. That one dives further away, 0-2.
Well, right here, you've got a choice. You can go up in his eyes with the fastball or go right back away to that sweeping breaking ball.
He went with the breaking ball, left it letter high. Zaruba had quite a bit of action last year as a true freshman. 39 innings. In those 39 innings, pitched to a 2.77 ERA. It's been all breaking balls to this point. There's a fastball. He was ready for it. Into center field for a base hit. Come on down. Run will score. Bases stay loaded. What a great piece of hitting. 7-7 thanks to Jalen Hairston.
Yeah, good piece of hitting, and you know, that's just learning curve for a young hit pitcher, because not a great spot right there for that fastball out over the plate. Chance for him to drive it. You made him look bad on the breaking ball a couple of times, and throwing him a fastball in the zone, not the right pitch selection in that moment.
Now into the dirt with a sweeping breaking ball, and he hit Pip. Pip Smalley hit by a pitch will trot to first. And the lead now. 8-7.
Hell, Pip in the batter's box, and that's the thing, is they don't get out of the way in college baseball. They're not jumping out of the way. They're not moving their feet. They're going to take one for the team, and with the bases loaded right there, that's an RBI.
Zaruba Stands just 5'9", the left-hander who's committed to Sam Houston. High fly ball. Should be deep enough. And it is. It plates another run, and it's a 2-run lead for State College of Florida. RBI, Luke Boykin.
Good situational hitting. And, you know, obviously there's a lot of traffic on the bases, and trying to understand what you need to do. Got to pitch to lift, drive, and be able to just drive the baseball to the outfield. And if you do that, you got a really good opportunity to try to score a run. I do like the idea of tagging up at first base right there also by Hairston, just to try to maybe draw a throw, see what they're doing. If they drop it, you're still going to get the second and be safe. But I like the idea of tagging right there.
16 total runs in this one. Runners on first and third.
It's not over.
Hayden's had a good day. Doubled, hit by a pitch, singled, scored a couple of runs. Waves through that one, can't stay back. Boy, that looked like it breaks from dugout to dugout. That frisbee sweeping look to it.
You look at Zaruba, and he's one of those guys that, you know, in the old days would be a situational left-hander. You'd bring him in professional baseball, and the Tony Fosses of the world, and guys that come in there, face the lefty, throw that breaking ball. Unfortunately, that role's not available anymore. And you've got to face 3 batters at the major league level.
Boy, he caught him looking for something else, that breaking ball, and he is beating himself up. He split the plate with a fastball right down the middle.
Yeah, looking for the breaking ball. And listen, understand why, because you've seen it so many times, but you still have to sit fastball and then react to the breaking ball. You can't look for the breaking ball, the slower pitch, and then think, okay, I'll speed up and hit the fastball. Can't do it. You have to look fastball, keep your hands back, and still try to fight off the breaking pitch. Unfortunately, he got caught looking.
That last pitch, just for the sake of pointing out velo, was 86, but he touched 90 in that at bat as well. The first pitch to Gustafson. So that's kind of the window of velocity. This is James Osmus. Now Walker Vanasek gets the call. Little flip-flop. Walker will pinch hit. So we'll get to know Walker as he goes to work, the freshman out of A3 Academy in Riverview, Alabama. Stands 5'10". Will work on the corner infield or also catch. Vanacek, to say it properly, played his travel ball for the Phillies scout team as he hits that one out toward third. On across the diamond in time for the out, but not before. It's a big inning for State College of Florida. They get to work. They grab the lead, and now they lead by 2. And they're starting, at that point, the countdown outs. They're up 2, 6 outs to go to a victory. Stay tuned. Panama City Beach College Baseball Classic, and certainly we're not done. I mean, we Dade always a feeder program for professional baseball in the University of Miami, so we plan on enjoying that one as well. We're going to push that time back with this one a little bit, but we'll get it to you. We will get it to you. Back Rose to lead things off.
I'll see if McLennan can get back on track, get the leadoff man on, and for obviously Trevor Ziegler, get the leadoff hitter. You just put up runs to take the lead, get the leadoff hitter.
Vanacek stays in and is playing first base. Ziegler has flashed some high-level stuff. Inconsistent, but has looked good. 2 hops out to second base. They will flip it on over. Will Hartley to the new first baseman. 1 away.
Watching Ziegler, he does look like you can close your eyes and dream of him coming out of a major league bullpen. Right, big-bodied guy, max effort delivery, but, you know, good stuff that can come in and attack hitters.
Two and 0 the count. Daniel Harden's been on twice. He's walked, singled. He's also scored a run. Zipped it right by him, 2-1.
Swinging at a pitch out of the zone after he threw 2 pitches out of the zone. He does him a favor chasing right there when you need base runners right now. Probably didn't have his sunglasses on out there.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I mean, it's so bright, I'm wearing eye black just to do the broadcast.
The 2-1. Rocket shot, but it's foul against the man who was a state champion, was part of that LHSAA in Louisiana High School State Championship, and was the MVP for his team in that event, Catholic High School. 3-2. Marcus Smith waits on deck. Good take. 3-2 breaking ball, Steve Phillips.
Yeah. I'm cringing. A 3-2 breaking ball to the number 7 hitter who's got 0 chance to hit it out of the ballpark. And if he did, you're still up by a run. Throw him a fastball. He's not a power hitter. But that's that's young, not knowing, not experienced enough, not understanding. And that's something that both pitcher and catcher need to come to grips with in trying to make a decision about that.
Looks like we're about to introduce you to someone new. Aiden Cooney gets the call, number 47 on that jersey. Aiden called upon to pinch hit.
I'll tell you what, a lot of left-handed hitters coming at this, man. The other thing that's really struck me is how many left-handed hitters there are.
Because of that,
yeah,
we're going to see a left-handed pitcher. Aiden Cooney gets the call for McLennan, the 2022 high school grad. Bright future for Trevor Ziegler. You can see it, certainly. And the call to the bullpen answered by Palmer O'Byrne out of New York, Huntington High School. Will step aside.
Oh, yeah. Been waiting for this one.
Palmer O'Byrne, New Yorker, gets the call to go to work. We'll watch him together as he shows who he is. From Huntington, New York, high school coach Bill Harris played for the Body Armor Titans. Dad is Michael, mom is Lisa. Played for the Long Island Championship with his high school teammates, and he grew up playing with those talented teammates. This is a 2022 grad. Dad pitched at Seton Hall, was a Mets farmhand, played his way to low A with Little Falls. Sister works in analytics with the Reds.
Wow.
This is Shay. So a fun baseball family. That breaking ball is up and away, 1-0 the count. Call to the bench, call to the left-handed bat. Aiden Cooney.
I played in Little Falls back in the day in the Mets minor league system. Beautiful town in upstate New York.
Well, Aiden tried to straight take that pitch.
Okay, he's
but it missed him.
Throwing up 2 breaking balls. Sorry, Darren. Throwing up 2 breaking balls for balls right there. So right now, if you're Cooney, you're sitting there thinking, I'm sitting dead red fastball right now.
Outside. How do things work out for Aiden? They work out interestingly. He has the courage to make the move to come from Hawaii to play junior college baseball in Texas. And not too long after, is able to commit to play at Hawaii, back at home. And he draws a walk. So the Hawaii commit going back home to finish his college career. That's a good pinch hit at bat, isn't it?
It really is. And listen, I think for a Byrne coming in, lefty on lefty, I get the breaking ball is your pitch, but you threw 4 straight for balls. And now you've got 2 runners on, now a runner in scoring position and 1 out. And another lefty coming to the plate. You know, there was a day, Darren, where Honolulu was the AAA affiliate for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And I could imagine there were times when the AAA manager would say to one of the players in Honolulu, hey, listen, you're getting promoted going to Pittsburgh. And the guy said, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I'll just stay here in Honolulu right now. I'm all right.
Goes down, Underhill drives that one toward right center field. It's down for a base hit. Hurrying on around the diamond. It's become a 1-run game. Just 1 out. Runner also moves to third. Put it on the Underhill's bill. It's Landon with the hit.
So here's that's a good piece of hitting. It's smart hitting. It's being in the on-deck circle and paying attention. So O'Byrne threw 4 curveballs, 4 breaking balls to Cooney, and you realize he can't throw another breaking ball. He's got to try to throw a strike here. He just walked the guy in 4 straight. I'm sitting on a fastball. He got it down to the zone and ripped it out to right center field.
9-8 the score. Top half of inning 6. Tying run at third. Go ahead run at first. Xander McAfee. Swings. Jumped out front of that one.
Would love to see McAfee just cut his swing down a little bit. Take that pitch and think about driving it over the second baseman's head.
Dropped an off-speed pitch in there. 1-2 the count. Burns gotten up to 88 miles an hour. That was a breaking ball. So 2 breaking balls down. He wants a strikeout desperately. You got to wonder what the next pitch will be.
Marcus Smith on third base needs to get down the line a little bit more right there. You've got a left-handed pitcher on the mound, his back to you. Get down the line a little bit, anticipate a potential ball in the dirt, especially with so many breaking balls that he's throwing.
There's another one, and it's rolled foul.
I know he doesn't want to bounce the breaking ball, but I think if he does, he could get a strike 3 right here. If you leave it up in the zone, there's a chance to put that in play. As we see the leadoff down the third baseline right here from Smith.
Boy, what a big pitch and a huge out. That's a strikeout, clinging to a 1-run lead.
Going for the strikeout, trying to keep it, don't put the ball in play, and gets the breaking ball in the outside corner that time and caught McAfee reaching for it.
Sam Flores has been on 3 times today. There is strike 1. Single twice, scored a run, hit by a pitch. Strike 2.
All right, he's seen it a couple times right now. He's shaking his head. Yeah, I've seen it, but it's locked him up both times because it's one of those pitches that comes from right field behind the left-handed hitter. They locked me up all the time when I was a player.
Outside corner, that's strike 3. Big sweeping breaking ball, back-to-back Ks. The last one, a backwards K as he got him looking. They are clinging to a 1-run lead. They know they need to add on as they swing it in the bottom half of the 6th inning. They go to Palmer O'Byrne, the left-hander. He has to put out the fire, but not before Landon Underhill steps up and puts it on his bill. 9-8 the score.
Oh, yeah. Been waiting for this one.
Don't forget, we'll be coming right back to you. Game was originally scheduled for 3 o'clock Central. We won't make that for sure as we have gone past 3 o'clock Central. After this last game ends, we'll give our production team and everything to pull together about a half-hour break or so. We'll give you an official start time at the end of this one for Chipola Miami-Dade. So be with us. Spend more time with us. More baseball. Zaruba's got a big opportunity, and that's to put up a huge 0. He's got to keep it at a 1-run game as he works on the mound. Alan Gil Fernandez, who's done a really, really nice job. Hernandez, I should say. Single, doubled, couple of runs, couple of RBIs. Oh, and 2.
You know, one of the things you talk about building a bullpen, and having a good bullpen is not just about holding the lead. It's also about holding the deficit and then allowing your offense to come back in a game. And so sometimes you get brought in when you're trailing. You've got a very important job to give your team a chance to come back and win.
Framed it up, stole a strike over the outside corner. Allen not too happy about that call, 1 out.
Oh, LaChance does a terrific job framing that one, right? He stuck the landing on it, and that's what you want to do. Lift it. He went at it and came up to catch it and lifted it into the strike zone, giving the umpire a good look at it. He stole a strike.
Hit hard down the third base line. That's action. That's a fair ball, hurrying on around into second base. Santiago Ordonez, the catcher, with a double.
He's a little excited about it, too. Now, Ordonez's speed is deceptive. He's actually a little slower than he looks. But he was able to rip it down the left field line right here. And then going around first base, he had to sort of catch his momentum as he was rounding there to get into second. Be interesting to see now if they do anything to pinch run right here, because this is a really important run.
And it looks like we are told on our conversation, nice communication from Sight as he is in the bench now, that there is a pinch runner. So they will make that decision and run for him. Number 10 was the number that was shared with us. Unfortunately, this gray roster doesn't have a number 10 on it. So the unnamed pinch runner.
Flash. I think his name's got to be Flash.
It looks like he's Flash. He looks ready to go.
Now, when you listen, if you go into pinch running, you've got batting gloves dangling in your back pocket. You're fast. I think that's a sign of speed.
Waves right through that one.
Good breaking ball once again. Hartley up, struck out, got on by a fielder's choice, and walked during the game so far.
Hartley hits it hard. Gobbled up back behind that third base bag. Long, accurate throw across the diamond, setting his feet nicely, Sam Flores.
Boy, that was an outstanding play. This was a ball guarding the line. He went down the line and fielded the ball, and from the chalk line down the left field line, plants and throws across the infield. But first, peeks at the pinch runner on second base, freezes him, and then makes the play. Outstanding job on that play by Sam Flores.
An intentional walk. They will put Garrido on. And now Jalen Hairston with the chance. An intentional walk. Runners are on first and third. Jalen Hairston singled in a run an inning ago. He also was singled and scored in the third. A couple of strikeouts in between those at bats. Leans out front, trickles it into right field for a huge add-on run. Oh boy, was that big. And that with 2 outs.
Well, he didn't get it in the heart, didn't barrel it up. Was able, though, to sort of top spin it down into the ground and just find the hole between first base and second base. Remember, the runner being held on first. And Lucas Kelly not bouncing off to be able to make a play on it, just able to squeak it through there. And so sometimes it's not how hard you hit it, it's just where you hit it. And he certainly found the hole.
Right down the middle, pours a strike in there.
Big insurance
Pip,
run.
Pip Smalley, that is following up a huge insurance run, as Steve just said. Pip's had a perfect day. He's been on every single time. He's also walked. He's also been hit by a pitch. Smalley scored a run. He's driven in a run. All in a day's work for a boy named Pip. Good 0-2.
Yeah, good 0-2 pitch and busted him inside. And so what that does is it makes Pip aware of the inside part of the plate. And now the pitch to go to now would be something soft away.
Took a pitch the other way. Pip with an incredible day. It just continues on. Head first slide in there. It's 11-8. Smalley's been on base 5 times today.
A good piece of hitting. He did get something away, and he didn't pull off of it. He just stuck the bat out, and same thing, found the hole, a CNI ground ball, just beyond the reach of Kelly at first and Underhill at second, and leaked it out into right field.
They're playing pepper with him a little bit, and he might be a little frustrated. Those of us pitchers that have been through it have been there. I went through it in college and in the minor leagues. Sometimes you got to just tip your cap. I mean, not these balls aren't being hit hard, but they're perfectly placed. And more than anything, Steve, at least they're being rewarded for contact, not over swinging.
Absolutely. Oh, I tell you, the thing I've enjoyed the most about watching this is contact. And the idea of when you put the ball in place, something good can happen. even if it's like the other team makes a mistake, they make an error, you force them to make a play. And if you're out, you have the ability to advance the runner to be able to move the runners up and keep the line moving.
You saw Preston Wetherell. He'll get the call to pinch run from Port Orange, Florida, Spruce Creek High School. Sophomore, really strong athlete, tall athlete, 6'4" out there pinch running. Preston a pitcher as well.
Thought I had was who let the dogs out. I don't know if you hear the dogs barking in the background here.
I do.
Yeah.
Some folks have brought their dogs to the yard. Nothing wrong with that. 11-8. Two and one the count.
You know, for Zaruba, he's got to find a way to locate the fastball away and then throw the breaking ball in. But everything just keeps coming into the right-handed hitters.
Waves at a breaking ball, 2-2. Poured that one right down the middle, but it's exactly what you wanted. You wanted to add on. You wanted to put more pressure. Now those 3 outs don't seem so distant, do they? 3 outs and it's a victory for State College of Florida. Either way, it's been a great one. McLennan out of Texas, repping their home state. State College of Florida out of Manatee, Sarasota. 19 total runs. Time for some of that Highlander baseball magic from McLennan. The 2-time national champs. They won it all in '83 and 2021, but they've got work to do. The left-hander Palmer O'Byrne remains out there with a chance to take this game to the house. And he falls behind 2-0. Phoenix Mesa's had a nice day. He has been on a couple of times with a hit. Pair of RBIs. He's also walked and scored a run. 3 times reaching safely.
Now, swinging on 2-0 and you know, different sort of philosophies on what to do in that situation. I know for so many times back in the day, you're down 3 runs and you're going to almost wait for the guy to throw you a strike, especially if it's 2-0 and he's been outside the zone a little bit. And he's not a guy that has overpowering stuff, but he takes that 2-0 pitch and fouls it off.
2-2. This had a little bit of tilt, a little cut action to that fastball right under the swing. And a good take.
All right, now if you're O'Byrne, you don't want to walk the leadoff man. If you're Mesa, you want to find a way to get on. It's 3-2, but O'Byrne's most comfortable with his curveball. I suspect he probably throws it right here. No,
inside corner, that's strike 3.
Came with a fastball, and I don't know whether I would have I agree whether that was a strike or not. I might have been down and in a little bit for me. And Mesa in there takes that pitch. Yeah, I don't know. Tough call. It was close. Probably too close to take.
That pitcher's pitch for sure, a heck of a pitch. He executed it. There's not a whole lot you can do with that as a hitter. Goes right back to that same spot with effect to a man who hit a 3-run homer in his first college at bat, Dayton LaChance, the Canadian slugger. That one's low.
You know, it's interesting, a 6'4" catcher, and a lot of times catchers have always been smaller guys because to set up the target behind the plate, but Joe Mauer, Hall of Famer, 6'5". Getting in there, and LaChance at 6'4" behind the plate. I had Mike Piazza back in the day, and you know, you're able to do it, but man, because you're so big, you take so many foul balls off your body just because you're a bigger guy.
I don't know how far you baseball fans want to go back, but I'm loving what Steve's talking about. And I'll go back even another generation to Bob Boone, who stood at that kind of physical strength and was, gosh, one of the greatest defensive catchers of all time. Looked like he changed up on him there, and a dandy, that's strike 3.
Yeah, O'Byrne's feeling it a little bit right now. Really feeling the quality of his secondary stuff. And he gets LaChance out in front, pulls the string on it, a little bit of a cutter, breaking ball, and just off the outside part of the plate.
1 out away from a victory. State College of Florida, Tim Hill, the second's team. Popped up, right side, right field. And he can't put it away. We're still playing. He's hurrying all the way around, never stopped running. Lucas Kelly into third, just dropped out there. Steve Phillips, if you watched this, told us all day long about the skies not being your friend in Florida.
Yeah, and the ball hit up Garrido in right field. Initially looks like he's under it, and then you can see the happy feet kicking in, right? He gets a little panicky out there, and then your head starts to bobble. The ball's moved away from you. The wind's blowing. We've seen some pop flies, and it ends up landing in there. But give credit, though, Lucas Kelly hustling around all the way to third base.
Mac Rose, the DH. Mac pounds that one high up over the head of the first baseman. A run will score. Interesting how rallies can start, isn't it? 11-9 the score. Did it all start the comeback with a dropped ball in right? Mac Rose keeps the wagon moving.
Keeps it going. And I tell you, the quality of the left-handed hitter at bat against the left-handed pitcher in this game. And Mac Rose, quality piece of hitting right there against O'Byrne, finding a way to punch it into right field and just get over the head of Van Asek at first base. And so good piece of hitting on his part, and the rally continues.
Dumped it in there. You have 2 balls that were softly or gently hit, if you will, and both of them with effect. Talk about the magic of the orange and what this team has experienced in winning national championships in 83 and 21 and going to Grand Junction 7 times. 7 times they have made a trip to that great event. And so you get a McLennan team, always has confidence, always experienced.
And that's why they can draw kids from around the country, because you have a successful program. The good players from around the country, and even outside the country, obviously we have LaChance from Canada, that ability to be able to say, you know what, that's a school I want to play for.
Chipola 8, speaking of schools you might want to play for. A great program. Jeff Johnson, their head coach, Florida-based school. They're always playing in Grand Junction. Miami-Dade as well, their foes. All right, here we go. Daniel Harden takes a breaking ball, and it hit him. The tying runs are on.
This is where it's now for a Burn on the mound. Breathing becomes really important right now, right? Just everything starting to tighten up a little bit. You've got to catch your breath, relax, don't let things go too quickly. Get your focus back a little bit right now. And in the field, you got to be thinking to yourself, hit it to me, right? You don't want to be that person thinking, don't hit it to me. I don't want to make a mistake here. Hit it to me. Let me get the final out here and put an end to this so we can shake hands.
It's so funny you talk about breathing, talking to a college coach this past week, and I kind of feigned ignorance and said, what do you mean? And he, even at the junior college level, made it clear, my guys just don't breathe all the time. Catches his breath as he pours a fastball over the outside corner. Strike one.
I saw that. He said they actually in classrooms practice the breathing and try to find ways to relax.
I think we take that for granted as that one misses outside and off the plate. One and one the count. Breaking ball grabs the inside corner. Big opportunity, a pinch hit off the bench chance for Logan Duffy from Manchester, New Jersey, the sophomore Duffy. Logan Duffy awaits. Duffy pulls the hands in to the right side, and that'll do it. State College of Florida, they survive, they advance, and they move into the win column at this great event, the Visit Panama City Beach College Baseball Classic. They put it in the books, and they win it by a pair. What a fun one that one was, huh, Steve?
Never in doubt. I mean, that was back and forth. A lot of traffic on the bases, and it came down to making plays, making pitches when you needed to. Well, that was a really fun game. And two teams that are going to grow and learn from this, advancing certainly in this tournament, but also moving forward with the idea of Grand Junction being in their sights down the road.
Well, excited to bring you our next game, and we're not too far from now. And thanks for hanging with us. Chipola will be going toe-to-toe with Miami-Dade. Taking a peek at some of the big moments in this, a game in which 20 runs were scored. State College of Florida. Luis Garrido, he was good. So was Hairston. He reached 4 times. Pip Smalley reached 5 times. Luke Boykin had a big game, got on a couple of times, as did Hayden Gustafson. Single and a double and an RBI for Gil Hernandez. Santiago Ordonez, he had a couple of hits. It was fun to watch Gavin Jones and Brandon Clark work on the mound. They both have bright futures. And then, of course, it was taken to the house by Palmer O'Byrne. Our production team, incredible. And, of course, Steve Phillips loving his insights as well. We're going to get you going about a half hour from now. Let's make it 4 o'clock Central. We'll have that first pitch for you, so stay right here. Keep it on Perfect Game TV, and we'll see you soon.